I looked on the dating sites. I was on Colombian Cupid. I was on Tinder, but I got scared off because Tinder is a honey trap. You know, there's girls on there that are hired by organized crime. I have to mention that there's good girls on there, but you got to be careful. The organized crimes hire girls and put them on there and give them the drugs. And so if you meet a girl on Tinder, she wants to go right to your room and drink, and she goes, "I don't want any money. I just want to hang out." That's a red flag because Colombian girls don't go to your home. Good Colombian girls don't go to your apartment on the first date and drink typically. If they do, they're either prostitutes or they're criminals. So I met a good girl on Bumble. She lived 5 hours out of Medellin. She never called me mi amor, papacito. She never asked me for money. She didn't give me the miel de Colombiana. You know what that is? The Colombian honey. You're the one in my life. I miss you so much. I want to see you. I can't wait to meet you. You're the only one for me. Oh, every photo you send them, oh, okay, guapo, so handsome. You can send them a photo of your armpit, and they'll tell you it's beautiful. But this girl was none of that. And she came, and we went to lunch, and she ended up staying with me for a couple of days, and I had a great experience. But she was from Subia Caldas. You know where that is?
Yep.
It's 5 hours north of Medellin. So that was a great experience. I'm still in touch with her. She moved to Medellin and got a job, and she really stopped texting me.
She didn't ask you for money. You didn't help her out with money?
I gave her money. She never asked for a penny. I bought her a vapor, one of these, and she was very thankful. But she never asked me for anything. She had her bus money to get there, nothing. Because she wasn't part of that Papago culture they have there in Medellin, you know. She was never exposed to that. She was in her 20s. I'm in my 40s, so she was significantly younger. But she said
that's common in Colombia, isn't it? That's very common.
The way she explained this, I think I have a daddy complex. She actually explained it like that. Like she actually looked at herself in the mirror and wondered, why am I got with a guy in his 40s and I'm in my 20s? So that was a good experience. I met a girl on Colombian Cupid, and I don't know, we went out one night, and she actually came to my apartment, like after we ate dinner, but we didn't smash, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really try, but that was a good sign. You know what I mean? That was a very good sign. And we went out on a second date, and we had a good time, so I'm still in touch with her. But when I asked her what she's looking for, she said, beneficios mutual.
Come on, you know what that means. You know what that means.
All right, so I confronted her on it. And she goes, no, that means a mutual, beneficial, mature relationship where people help each other. But I do need help. She never asked me for money. On our second date, I gave her some pesos. She didn't look at it, put it in her pocket. And she worked 7 days in a salon doing nails and eyelashes. So if you have a girl that has a child and she's working, making 50,000 pesos a day, I mean, that's some good character. It's easy for these girls just to go out and make appointments all day with gringos. So those were two really good experiences I had.
Bro, we got a couple of comments here. Billy, I'll let you finish first before I hit a comment. Tell us what you were just saying a second ago.
You're also on Facebook, Alan?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I don't see the comments. It only comes to you?
Nah, it only comes to me. Keep going. Just tell us what you're saying, bro.
About what? What in particular?
You just said about what, she was testing or something, you said.
Well, when someone, at least in my experience, obviously, James has probably been there way, more times than me. When someone says mutual benefits, I think they want some kind of, cash, access to money or help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying that's all they're with him for, but it's just, I think she was testing him when he replied and said, "What do you mean by that?" She kind of backtracked. She wanted to keep that relationship. So she was like, no, mutual understanding. In my opinion, that's what she meant. She was testing him to see, because, he's very, from what he's talking about, he's very experienced. He knows what's going on. He's not a sucker. Like a lot of these naive gringos.
Let me tell you, I lived in Parque Jerez for a year. So think about that for a minute.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So I know those streets, and I know the scams and the hustles.
Absolutely, and I listened to you the other day. You were very knowledgeable. I could learn a lot from you, and I'm pretty sure nobody can get anything by you.
No, I mean, yeah, actually, you're right because Jersey, you had a near robbery attempt just recently.
Wow.
Yeah, the funny thing is that girl that was from Subia Caldas, I went to drop her off at the hostel. She told me it was in Laureles, but it was in Caldas. You know, Caldas is above Laureles. It's in between Robledo and Estadio. So I'm walking down the street holding my phone like this, and she was ahead of me. I'm literally in the middle of the street, and a moto comes up on my right, and I saw it, and I wasn't thinking. And I'm the one that tells everybody, don't do that. And they reached for my phone, but they didn't have a good enough grip, and they let go, and they didn't get it. And that's the last time I brought my phone out. I have the cheap Colombian Motorola phone now, because if they get your phone, they're blood thirsty for cell phones there, and it's instant cash. They know every gringo has an iPhone, and they bring it to El Centro, to an area called the Opera, and they sell it to these people and get whatever, $50, $100. They hand it off to the organized criminals, and they will steal your Bitcoin. They will hack your trading accounts, your bank accounts. They're experts at it.
Right.
I had it happen to a friend of mine, and it just happened to somebody. A friend of mine just told me yesterday he was on the metro and somebody pickpocketed him. He had it in his back pocket. It disappeared. I mean, they're bloodthirsty. They know what kind of phone you have. They'll follow you, so just be careful with that.
Yeah, definitely. They
Cell
love phones on, and if they do get you guys, anybody tuning in, maybe going to Colombia, if they get you, they got you. Don't try to fight back. Don't try to, if they get you, then that was your fault, and you're maybe in a bad situation. Because guys, what's going to happen if they try to resist?
Stab you or shoot you.
Yep, they're gonna stab you or shoot you, and they'll pick you real quick. And what happens is that sometimes a big guy, muscle guy, he'll see a little Colombian that's 5, maybe 4'11". And he's like, I can take this guy, but he doesn't understand. He has a pick with him, a little knife. And
if you get, we're in Colombia, we're not in America.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Your testosterone starts going up. Now, getting back onto the high standards of Colombian chicks, what are some of the websites that you've gone to in the past? What are you guys using?
Who's gonna go first?
But I would say stay away from Tinder. Tinder, the honeypot. Tinder is where they operate. They operate on Bumble and Columbia Cupid, but you have to be careful. Those girls get bombarded with messages. Don't think you're talking to some poor, desperate girl because you see her house is made, their cinder block and a tin ceiling. They have curtains separating the bedrooms. Like, if you're gonna meet somebody on a dating site, I strongly recommend you choose the place you're gonna meet them. Never get in their taxi or their friend's car, and you meet them out in public for coffee or something like that. Don't ever invite them to your apartment on the first date, especially if they tell you they don't want any money. They just want to hang out and drink.
Well, Frederick has smashed a lot of first nighters. Frederick, what's your secret, bro?
It's all in how you look at things. So if you have a online dating profile, the way you have to view it is it's a lead generation source. So you have steady women that may be interested in going out on a date with you. Okay, so it's a steady lead generation source, and it's on you. The responsibility is on you as a man to properly filter them and vet them. You meet someone, you may have some light exchange with them on text messaging, but what you don't want to do, because this is a red flag of organized crime, is you don't want to be on there forever. Usually my rule is you're on there maybe a day or two on text message, and then what does a normal, natural person do? They progress to maybe like a voice message or audio or maybe a video.
Video call. Always do a video call.
And then what's the next natural progression? The next step. You meet at a local, very public place where there's lots of people. That could be a busy restaurant, busy cafe. It could be at a bar. It could be at a shopping center or at the mall, which is a popular place. Usually, if everything pans out, the girl's normal. You're gonna meet her, and you're gonna break the ice, and then you'll get a sense of where the girl's coming from. And I've had different experiences. I've had from the gold diggers, from the escorts, from the normal girls. It's on you to filter them and process them out.
I'm gonna mention one thing on there, Frederick, is that, and everybody here, is that if the girl's way too hot than what you're used to getting, bro, then yeah, most likely she's gonna be an escort or she wants some money or mutual. But if she's way hot, you know what you can get. Come on, we all know. You know, we're like, hey, this chick's a 10. You know, I'm a god solid 7 or 6. You know, I'm in my 40s. She's 20. Use your brain, man. Don't be, you know, a lot of people will think they see what they want to see. They're like, nah, I'm super handsome, you know, or some shit like this. Nah, it's not that, bro. It's not that. It's the money. Because I fell victim to this when I first got to Colombia. I didn't understand, you know, I'm coming from the United States where, you know, I'm used to getting somewhat good looking chicks, but, you know, because I'm a smooth talker. But the thing is that, number one, I could not communicate. And now, Frederick, you have a leg up on probably Billy and Jersey and me. See, Frederick speaks perfect Spanish. So he can like get them going and shit.
That's huge.
He'll just be like, yo, he sees like magic tricks and shit. He has magic coming out. So, bro, he blows us out of the water.
The Spanish skills helps a lot. I'm about 50% fluent, I would say.
Yeah, I'm about 60, so I'm not much above you. Billy, what's your score on that?
About 10%.
Oh, So yeah. So Frederick, you said a lot of good points about the progression of dating in the standards, but getting to the high standards. The women that you've dated, they've probably been the equal amount of attractiveness that you can get in the United States, or the better, or what's your opinion on that?
You know, this is very simple. I think it's a trade-off. I think that if you are going to get a beautiful girl that you normally otherwise would not, okay, let's just be honest here. It's a form of currency, okay? That's just the way my brain processes this. If a girl is coming into your world and she's really beautiful, she's very attractive, you really like her, you are attracted to her, and there's a potential for that to be a beautiful relationship, a girlfriend. Maybe you don't even want that. You just want casual sex. Whatever it is that you want and you're getting it, that's what she's bringing to the table. So what are you bringing to the table? She's going to want a provider. She's going to want some sort of economic stability. Whether that means you help her every once in a while with a grocery bill or nails or something, there has to be some kind of exchange. If you think you're just going to get a beautiful woman and you're going to get unlimited sex from her, and there's nothing that you have to contribute to the table, you're dead wrong. You're living in a fantasy.
That's perfect, bro. I had to give you the applause on that one because, yeah, guys come down to Colombia thinking that they're going to be the goddess, the god to these Colombian women, and they're going to a rude awakening. It's in a lot of people will go. You even see guys, man, my Tinder's on fire, bro. My Tinder's on fire. When I got to landed in Colombia, I'm a fucking god here. No, it's not that. They don't give a fuck about how you look. A lot, you'll get bling, 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 match. All they want is cold cash green. Say again, Billy, go ahead.
I want to chime in for a second. I can't speak for you guys. Everyone's different.
Right, yeah, hell yeah.
With me, I mean, I think Alan knows my personality
yeah.
well. I prefer to pay. I'm very generous. I bring gifts.
Yeah.
Not because I want sex. I've always been like that, even here in the States. You know, a lot of people, you know, they mention saving money or not paying as much. With me, I want to pay. I want to help out. I ask them if I can help out. That's just me. That's the way I've been brought up. My dad was the same way. You know, my brothers are the same way. So I come with gifts. I mean, you know, I come with little gifts.
And bro, fucking Billy will bet, man. Billy hits these fucking dime tens, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to be humble here, but I mean, I always dated 9s and 10s my entire life. Even
bro, I'm talking about the women he get in Colombia. No, Billy. The chicks you get in Colombia are like magazine chicks. Like, whoa, yeah, I mean, holy shit. Yeah. Billy is our worst nightmare because Billy won't give a fuck. He'll be like, oh, $500, $400. Don't worry about it.
And I spend, I spend. I don't care. I'll spend whatever it takes. And of course, don't get me wrong. Money is very important. I'm not saying I get these dimes for free. Hell no. Don't even look my direction if I don't spend money.
Exactly. Me too. Sometimes, yeah.
Very clear here. I don't get nothing for free.
Chime in on their jersey. What you got to say?
Well, here's, listen, you want to know if the girl's sincere. Is she with you for money? Like the girls,
they're all there for money.
Here's the progression of a tourist in Medellin. They start off in Parque Jerez. They start paying for papagos, street girls. They go to strip clubs and casas, and eventually they fall for one of those papagos. They give them all that Colombian money, and you try to save one of them. I've seen this happen a million times. I've done it. And I tried to save her. But here's the problem. Before you get in a relationship with any girl in Colombia, think about it. You're going to fall in love with this girl. You don't have GPS on her. You don't know her that good. She used to be a prostitute. Is she a prostitute? Why she got so many pictures of her ass on Facebook and Instagram? Why is she alone in every photo? Why does she have like 100 gringos on her friends list? I mean,
bro, let me bro you out a second, Jersey. Well, how the fuck did she get an iPhone 14, bro?
Right. Exactly. She's playing the game really good. My friend was talking to a girl the other day, and he said to her, he's talking to her on Facebook. He goes, I want to hang out. I want to hang out in Provenza. She says, you're going to have to pay me. And he says, I'm not going to pay you. I just want to go have a drink and do something. She said, good, because I'm not a papago. Mm-hmm. So she changed up her game right in one sentence.
Like you said, they're professionals, man. They're organized. They're professional.
So they put men in categories. You know what an amiguito is? An amiguito is like an F buddy. It's somebody they come over and party with, and you give them gifts and tusi and pay for their taxi. You're in that category, or you're a client, or you could be like a sugar daddy, where they're pretending they're actually giving you a WhatsApp relationship. They're texting you 5-10 times a day, showing you photos, telling you where they are. And you feel like you got this girlfriend over there, but they always disappear. They always disappear. Friday night, Thursday night, oh, my phone was dead. They send you a picture of of a hospital, my grandmother. Like, there's so many excuses. I know all of them, and I test them.
Not only that, they prefer to date a guy overseas because they don't have, they don't keep tabs on them. So they have 4 or 5 guys overseas. Each guy will give them a little bit at a time. They're so organized, man. The more I experience with Colombia, the more I'm realizing those girls are very organized. They prefer to date guys like us that are overseas. You know what I mean? That will send them money.
Well, they know they want to date a foreigner. Supposedly the regular middle class Colombian girls, the ones with educations and come from good families, they don't want to be with foreigners.
Interesting.
Generally, but if you enter their family through friends and stuff like that, and there's a way into their circle, but it's not going to be on a dating site or something. We're always going to get the low-hanging fruit if you're a foreigner.
Exactly. Because I've seen a lot of locals with girls with green and blue eyes. I'm like, man, are they even Colombian? I noticed that because when I go to the malls and stuff, that's who the locals are dating. The local Colombians.
Provenza. Look at the girls in Provenza. It's completely different.
Yeah, guys that never been to Colombia, Medellin has every single color, every single eye color, because they have a mix of this European descent of Spanish. And that's probably why I didn't do very well, to be honest with you, in Medellin. They would tell me sometimes families prefer for them to be with paisas so they can keep their green and blue eyes. I mean, I did okay, but...
Alan, I think you did very well. I think you just didn't want to pay. I think that was your issue.
I'm very cheap.
As cheap as possible.
I don't mind helping out. I don't mind helping out, Billy. But transactional, I do have a problem because I like to have sex quite often. So if I have to pay every single time, I'll be broke.
Well, here's the deal with that. I just want them to tell me. I just want to know they're not coming for the money. I'll say, I'm not paying you. If you want to hang out, we don't have to have sex. I just want to hang out. And if they'll come over like that and I have sex with them, I'll give them money.
Okay.
But I just want to know they're coming for that reason. You understand? That they want to be with me.
I'm the same way.
You know what I'm saying? I want a girl to have desires for me. I don't want fake sex. If I want a professional, I'll call a freaking escort. I don't want some girl like You know, in the beginning, that's what I did. I tried. Even though I lived in Provenza and Jerez, I never grabbed those girls. I'm not saying never, never, but my goal when I go there is never get a girl from that area. You know, we usually end up with a group of girls, I guess. Once you get burned by a Papago, the next step is you end up finding like a posse, like a harem of girls that are like semi-pros, they call them, or you know, like girls that have.
Oh, we're having some issues there. Hold on one second. We got everybody back online. Hold on one second while we go to taking a break real quick. Let me get this thing Zoom going again. They got to sign in. Hold on one second, folks. Zoom.com. Sign in here. Hold on one second. I guess I got to get that account. I guess here, my account. Hold on one second. We'll be right back. I got to host the show with video off. Here we go. Almost ready, folks. Hold on one second while we're tuning back in. It's the participants, copy, invite link. And I got to send that to everybody. Whoops. All right. Here we go. Start chat. Participants. Hosting.
On that free plan.
I know, right?
Mandatory breaks.
You ain't lying. Gotta need a break anyways. Anybody have to use the restroom, might as well do it now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get some more lemonade.
Zoom Cloud, meeting. There we go, right there. And I got.
You can probably hear me, but
I can hear you
hear
fine.
me, Alan?
Yeah, but you don't. Where's your image again? Ask to
Remember
start
what
video.
you did last time? Okay, the host has asked you to start your video. Here I come.
Okay. Then rename Jersey, bro. Jersey. I gotta pay for that Zoom. So the free one only gives us 30 minutes. We got another 30 minutes, which is great. So we'll end it in 30 minutes from now. Jersey, bro. Did you put your camera on?
I did, but we'll see what happens. A lot of
Billy, you've been traveling. What some of the best places that you've been traveling all over Colombia? I noticed you went to Bogota recently. What are the places you went to? Where did you have the best luck dating Colombian women?
Oh, good question. Good question. I mean, my favorite is Medellin. They had the most beautiful women, but I believe the small cities, if you're lucky enough to travel there, they have the most normal, beautiful women. But I've been everywhere. I mean, I love Guatapé, San Andreas, Barranquilla, Santa Marta, Cartagena, obviously. So I've been all over.
Now you just recently got robbed. Recently, tell us about what happened.
I couldn't find a flight from Medellin to Bogota because I couldn't find a cheaper flight back home, so I had to take a 13-hour bus. I was so tired.
A bus? What the fuck?
I couldn't find a flight. It was a last-minute thing. I just booked everything last minute, so I couldn't find a flight even from that small airport.
You crazy?
So I took a bus, and of course, with your videos and helping me with your videos, I know not to take a taxi, so I tried to order an Uber like 3 different times, and they kept canceling, and it was like 11:30 at night. So I looked around and I found the oldest cab driver, I got in the cab. He tried to talk to me, tried to communicate with me in Spanish immediately, and he noticed I don't speak Spanish, and he wanted to use my phone as directions, and I told him it's a hotel. You can just Google hotel. He's like, no, leave your phone on there. So I kept my phone on there, and as he got me to my destination, of course, he charged me extra. And as I was getting out my luggage, he just took off with my phone.
Damn.
6-year-old man.
What kind of phone was it, bro? What kind of phone?
It was a Samsung Flip 3.
Oh, $1,000, bro. $1,000.
Yeah.
God.
I love that phone. It's like a wallet. It's very convenient. You fold it in.
Right.
So I mean, listening to your videos, you always advise to have two phones. Luckily, I had a second phone and I canceled all my cards. And man, that move that you advised me saved my life, man, because I had all my banking information. I closed everything.
Good,
and
bro.
I even communicated with Alan. I mean, I was talking to him live when it happened.
Yeah, like, okay, guys. Frederick, why don't you tell us a little bit about the how when they get your phone, how do they break into everything? Tell us a little bit about that.
Wow.
Basically, they have organized crime syndicates, and that means everyone has a different role and responsibility. So earlier you talked about the girls, their role is to get the phone. Then they go to some sort of depot place where they have like the tech setup, and their job is to cannibalize the phone, break in the phone. You have like hackers, whatever, and they'll just drain as much as humanly possible. And then the rest is history. So as soon as that happens, you have to, if you have any kind of associated bank information or codes or whatever, you're on damage control mode. You have to have all that, ready to go to cancel or put a pause or whatever. And then it can get quite scary. So, that's just the way things work.
Yeah, you gotta lock everything down. You're gonna have to, guys. If your phone gets stolen, you're just gonna have to stop what you're doing because I know you're like, fuck it, the phone. You're pissed off, emotions are flaring, but nope, It doesn't end there. I've had a lot of people with their phones stolen. You're gonna have to take some time off now. It's time to sit down, 6 hours maybe. Let me lock my bank. First, call your main bank. Lock everything down. Lock everything down. It doesn't matter. How am I going to get money? It doesn't matter because they're going to take all your money out if you don't hurry up. Number two, you're going to have to call your PayPal, call your Google check, or lock everything down. They're going to go after your Gmail. They're going to go after your email so they can break in there, re-access your accounts. They're going to act like you. Don't think they're dumb. These are professionals, bro. They're here
like
to.
Geniuses.
They're geniuses. I think that's the mishap is that a lot of Colombians people think Colombians are dumb. They're not when it comes to crime.
Yeah, it's incredible the sophistication of the things I read about and see. I can't believe how sophisticated they are, but they can't even make a pizza sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
The crust on it, it's always soggy. It's unbelievable. Misguided talent.
Yeah, man, it was a horrible experience, man.
All right, so we got a couple of questions here. This guy says, to find a wife in Colombia, do you have to stay away from what cities? Where do you find a wife? Where would you do if you want, stop fucking around. I need to find someone. And you're like, let's say you're 55 years old or whatever. You're done. Where would you hop on? Where would you go?
Number one thing, you have to live there. You have to. If he's thinking of doing a long-distance relationship, I don't think that's going to work. That's the number one thing, what I learned.
What else?
All right, guys.
The best tip I've learned from a person who has lived in Medellin, Colombia his whole life, I think he's a cab driver. They have a unique insight and perspective into the city, the pulse of the city, he said this straight up: if you want marriage material, you want to find a girl that's 30 minutes to an hour in a town outside of Medellin. And I asked
good advice.
And I asked him, why is that? What's your thought process behind that? He's like, it's very simple. According to this cab driver, the girls inside Medellin, Colombia, they've been corrupted by that hustle culture. Let me get everything I possibly can out of this foreigner or out of my body or exploit my beauty, whatever. Versus the girl who lives 30 minutes to an hour outside of the main city in that town, she may realize she's beautiful, but she's going about her daily life, not really caring so much about that hustle culture. So if you're a foreigner and you go on the outskirts and you meet there's a chance, a likelihood that you'll meet a great quality woman because she hasn't been contaminated and corrupted. And and I said to myself, that makes a lot of sense. I'll remember that tip.
If they're going to ask you for money, if that's their intention, it's going to be in the first couple conversations. Typically, They don't waste their time. And when they do that, I just stop talking to them. Yeah. And they disappear.
Another advice: stay off the dating sites unless you know what you're doing, unless you have experience. I would recommend meeting them at like a restaurant, grocery stores, the mall. Just go talk to the locals there. I would not do anything with dating sites because, like James mentioned, they're all very organized. They seem like they're legitimate girls, but I say as high as 95% of them are working girls or some type of organization, in my opinion.
And now, Frederick, how do you think? I mean, you've been there so many years. You haven't been robbed once, just like me. How the hell is that possible?
The Pisa baptism, they call it.
I think he doesn't take a lot of risk. I think Frederick is very careful about what he does.
You know what? You could be a fucking CIA spy or Mossad, and it doesn't matter. If you're unlucky, you're at the wrong place at the wrong time, you can get fucked up. So these are my best tips, regardless of who you are. A lot of crazy shit happens after midnight. I don't know why that is. So
I never stay after midnight.
So if you want to go out and party, you can do it, man. You can have you can have a dinner. I don't know, maybe 6 o'clock, something like that. But in your mind, you have to have a clock where I make this into a game. I gamify my night. I say at 12 o'clock midnight, I turn into a fucking pumpkin. That means I need to be home at 12 midnight. So you have from 6 p.m. all the way till midnight. That's 6 full hours. That's almost a work day where you can go out, have a nice meal, meet some people, have some drinks, and then, possibly if you want, bring someone home. And if not, that's okay too. Yeah. But after midnight, your decision-making ability goes down, especially if you're drunk. There's a high chance that they're going to drug you. Especially if you're alone, you're like a sitting duck.
Exactly.
So number one takeaway: don't be out past midnight. Believe me.
Jersey doesn't believe in that shit at all. Jersey's out to 3, 4 in the morning, and he don't give a shit.
I have my posse. I have my crew.
What happens past midnight is the same things that happened before midnight. At 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, it's the same shit. You're not missing out on anything.
Yeah, bro, but you know what? We're talking because we live here, or we did live there. I did anyways. And, bro, when people visit, they're here to party. They're not here to fuck around no midnight. They're not trying to get home. They're here to fuck some shit up. So, like Jersey, when you get there, you're out 3 in the morning, 4 or 5 in the morning. What's your tips on staying safe?
I don't know. I don't go to sleep till 3, 4 in the morning. Well, I'm in my apartment, like we'll take a couple girls out. We'll go to like Envy Rooftop or something like that. Or to like LA House in Provenza. It's a safe little reggaeton club. And then we head back to the apartment, and these girls I know, though. I've known them for a while, but I know people have been drugged by a girl they met 4 times. They've been drugged by the real estate agent, the taxi driver.
Wow.
What the
fuck? The tour guide drugged them because there's no accountability. Somebody just posted on Facebook, a guy got drugged. He has their Sejo up, their photo and their ID, their Instagram and Facebook, and everything, and he put it on Facebook on this expat site. You'd think that would stop them. It doesn't. They go right back tomorrow because
we're in their country. We're under their rules and their environment.
I love that, Billy. Hold on, let me hit this shit. Hit that fucking applause because we are guests when we enter any country. We don't have the same rights. We just like if I go to Billy's house, I need to wipe my feet when I come in. I need to be pleasant. I need to make sure maybe put my dishes up. Same thing when you enter a country, you have to have the same pleasantries. People think, oh, they're entitled, but they're not. So anyway, staying safe, man. Frederick, now you have a way of dating these chicks, but you made one fall in love. How did you do that? She fell in love with you.
Yeah, I mean, the short version is just the way, just the way I am. It wasn't an act. It wasn't a front. It was just me being a decent, genuine person, just personality, whatever. She was really into me. She really liked me, and the relationship ran its course. Maybe about a year and a half, and I think it was a mixture of like also being generous because if she really liked that, she came from poor economic resources, and I was just generous. I really wanted to invest in her. That's something that I've learned, and it was good. The relationship ran its course, and she really liked that generous.
One thing that
generosity.
Frederick did that I know for a fact is that the woman in attractiveness was about the same level as him.
Yeah,
There's not
yeah,
above him, it's not below. They were like
yeah,
almost an equal match, bro. She's like,
yeah,
this is you look at him, oh yeah, they're together. They look about right. And it's the same thing with me. I don't consider myself a 10. I'm like
yeah.
short and dark,
Normal,
150 pounds. Like,
normal.
yeah, 6 or
Yeah,
7, bro. Yeah, I got a little bit of cash, but I don't want to give it. And it's like, you know, so
Yeah.
if
You
you
gotta
want to fall
balance
in
it out,
love,
man.
with somebody, you're going to have to understand what your level is. And then if you want to go above your level, this is when that money comes in play. Like, okay, baby, you're going to get an allowance, $500 a month, whatever the case may be. Am I right about Billy in Jersey?
I absolutely agree, man. I mean, one way or another, you're going to have to financially support them. I'm not saying massive amount of money, but if you want to keep a relationship, you got to be generous. I think it works the same way here in the States, but it's just a higher level. To be honest
Yeah,
with you, but
you're going to be.
that's the culture over here, or in
They're going to
Colombia.
start recognizing when you go into the Western Union. You go into like CVS, they're going to walk right to the Western Union because they know who you are. You're going to be there so many times.
Absolutely, it's true. It's so true.
You're going to walk in the door, they're going to go right to the machine because they
From my
recognize you.
experience, you're not getting nothing for free. One way or another, you're paying.
You
Either
don't
for
get anything.
dinners or gifts. Yeah,
You don't get credit for what you did yesterday either. Did you ever notice that?
absolutely, absolutely.
There's no yesterday and there's no tomorrow.
And not only that, the moment I'm talking about the high level girls, the prettier girls, and the moment that generosity stops, it's done. Done.
Ice cold.
Absolutely. It's unbelievable. I'm like, man, just the other day you were telling me you're in love with me. Now it's done.
Bro, that's fucking golden. That's golden. Once you stop that money, that's a gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
For example, that one girl that I was with, she has a lot of followers on Instagram. This is 2 weeks ago. We hit it off perfectly. Like, I mean, I don't want to say she's a working girl, but she's a normal girl from Pereira. She was visiting her family in Medellin, and she's gonna get surgery. She's gonna get new boobs. We connected for 3 days, and I didn't pay her. I didn't pay her no money. Then after she was done, she wrote me a message. She's like, "Hey, I'm gonna be here another week. Are you gonna help me out with $400?" And I'm like, "You told me it's gonna be a genuine relationship." I mean, I gave her a little money, but not like I gave her like $80, $100, something like that. And
Yeah.
we went to the mall. We ate a few gifts. And the moment I told her no, not even a text message, not even a WhatsApp message, done, cold turkey, done,
Just like
that.
Thank you, bro. That's
And she
fucking
may even
gold,
love you,
bro.
but there's a chance she loves you, but it's the money. It's a combination of both.
She was so wonderful and so beautiful. I would do it if I lived in Colombia. I would support her, no doubt in my mind. We had fun together. I have no problem supporting her, but I'm not gonna send money because she told me her previous boyfriend, some gringo from. She showed me a picture of him from Chicago. He used to send her $1,000 to $2,000 a month, and he's in Chicago. And I told her, I'm like, he's stupid. And he was a good-looking guy. He was a good-looking gringo. I don't know why he was. I don't know if she was lying, but I told her I'm not gonna send you money, and I'm in California. You got me confused,
Bro, but that's the way it is. We can't understand because there's some wealthy men in this world that don't give a fuck. Like, we think Billy doesn't care. There's some guys that
I don't care, but I'm not. What's gonna be my benefit? Sending money and I only had sex with her one time from California.
Yeah, it's like it's ridiculous. But I'm just saying, some guys, dude, they don't care.
Don't send money.
Yeah, no. Alan taught me. I mean, no, I'm not gonna send no money for what? To keep her around so she has 4 or 5 other guys just like me.
Hey, I want to tell you a quick story. Well, I first recognized Alan in the street.
Yeah.
Over in front of Oviedo Mall. Do you
Yeah.
remember that? Well, the hotel I was staying in had a little discotheque, and Alan came over. My Tinder date was there, and she brought her friend, and I'm like, all right, well, me and her, we're gonna take off. So she's like, well, what about my friend? And Alan's like, well, I'm not giving her any money, but I'll hang out with her. Anyway, I get a text. Your friend's a Chichi Patu. He won't even pay for her taxi. You remember that?
Like, I'm not paying for shit.
He wouldn't pay her taxi, and I'm like, well, I ain't paying it either, man. Alan's
Like,
not a prostitute.
It's like, I don't, it's like. But here goes a good tip for you guys that never tuned into the show is that
I would pay.
if you bring any girl to your house, you gotta tell the guard downstairs, do not let her leave this building without me walking her down.
We have to walk her out together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why? Why is that,
Frederick?
Frederick?
That guy money. Listen,
Frederick?
those guys that work, those doorman, all right, I'm talking.
I don't know where Frederick.
Like
Frederick, you there?
Let me tell you real quick. The doormen that work in those buildings, the graveyard shift, they're making like 50,000 pesos. They're making like $11. If you throw that guy 50,000 pesos, he's going to be your dog for the week.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I do all the time. Alan
You
gave me
gotta
that
grease
tip a
those
while back.
guys.
That's
sure.
what
You
I
gotta
do.
grease them. The first time you come in there, when you check in, you say, here's a propina pati. Gracias para ayudarte.
Great tip for the people that
You
are
know.
visiting.
Yeah, just
Colombia,
visiting.
The newbies.
Yeah.
You
So,
gotta grease the doorman.
what other dating tips do you have? Like, okay, we got a couple of questions actually. Let's see here. What it says? Okay, she says, do you guys take these girls out on a date, going out for dinner and all that good stuff, dancing and all that stuff like that? Do you do that before?
Depends what the man is looking for, but of course you got to take him out.
Jersey?
What's the question?
Do you guys take the girls out on dates? Do you take them out on a date?
Absolutely. I pick a nice restaurant and they meet me there and I pay for their taxi. Usually Provenza. Well, Provenza, there's 34 songs playing at the same time. You ever notice that? There's like every bar is blasting music in it. There's people everywhere. It's a tough place. If you can find a cool little place to bring her to that you can talk to her. If you don't speak Spanish, you got to sit next to her, not across from her, so you can use the translator.
And also advice on the first date. I would recommend coffee. I would not recommend dinner, just in case you guys are not compatible. You don't spend too much. I would recommend a public place like a mall. Meet them there. Just have coffee and get to know them. Talk to them. If you like them, plan dinner later that night. That's a great tip that I learned.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, bro. Don't take them out for dinner. Dinner will cost you $50, $70.
I actually did that like a couple of weeks ago. I took one girl out I met on Tinder for coffee. We were not compatible. She showed me a picture of her boyfriend. She showed me a picture of her boyfriend. And she called me later on tonight. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm not interested. So I would recommend a public place, preferably a mall. Just have coffee. Don't even get them lunch or dinner. Just have coffee, talk to them. If you like them, continue on later that night. And nothing past midnight. I don't know what Jersey does, though.
Yeah, not a new girl I met. I would meet her for dinner like 8 o'clock. But let me tell you something. It's extremely dangerous dating in Medellin, Colombia. The girls are extremely dangerous. They're beautiful with eyelashes and a smile and a warm heart and loving. And those girls can be just as dangerous as some ugly street hoe. And what I do is I get their Instagram and their Facebook. The first thing I do, if they won't give it to me, I won't go out with them.
Absolutely.
I talk to them on WhatsApp and I send them my Facebook link. And if they won't do that, because you can tell what's going on. And
That's
I have
perfect,
my friends make them an offer.
That's
I have
perfect.
A friend add him, and he'll make an offer to the girl.
So that's a good one. Let me hit the applause on that one. So you're saying when you meet a normal girl, Facebook dating, Tinder, whatever the hell it may be, you need to try to get on her social media so you can verify that she's legit.
And she has all photos of her with her phone in front of her face, and she's got tattoos. And you click on, the interactions, the likes and hearts. You click on the likes and hearts, and you'll see the list of people. And if it's guys like Dick Wazinia and Joey Slams Hard, You know that she's got sex tourists all over there. She's got photos in bathrooms, balconies, right? Gringo bathrooms, balconies, jacuzzis.
What's a gringo bathroom?
She's alone in every photo. She's in Cartagena, but she's alone in every photo. There's no food, no dogs, no friends, no family. You know what she is.
Exactly.
Right?
That's actually a great tip.
I like that too. Let me get that motherfucker.
She is for sale. 100%.
Frederick, you met a lot of chicks off of Tinder and Facebook and all that good stuff. How were you to be able to weed through the tricks and all that stuff?
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's a process. I've never really been on Tinder. Facebook dating is a great resource. It's free. It's off of Facebook, and it gives you another layer of
but you have to live in Colombia, Frederick, for that to have access to that.
Yeah, so that's a unique dating site which I recommend. So number one is Facebook dating app. Number two is Colombian Cupid. You do have to pay. So I have experience with those. And again, you meet a girl at a public place. You kind of feel them out. It's entirely up to you if you want to spend money on them or not. Like if you want to have a coffee or you want to have a meal or not. And it also depends on the day of the week. You're going to get a different psychological mindset from a girl on a Tuesday versus a Saturday or Sunday. And then it's going to be even a different mindset on a payday weekend because there's more of a hustle and bustle on a payday weekend, for example. So it just depends what you want to do. I think it's wise to just sniff them out. I call it a sniff test. See them on video for sure. I've made that mistake. They show up and they surprise you, and you find out that picture is like 15 years ago, and they look nothing like in real life, and they're morbidly obese.
Can you see that photo?
Yeah.
See this girl?
Yeah.
See the gringos in the background? She put a smiley over his face.
Yeah.
The gringos, one guy, they're holding cameras, he's got a boner, and the girl's covering her face with the camera. Like, it's obvious what she's doing. You know what I mean? Like
great entertainment, man. It's great entertainment.
Yeah, like you just look on their Facebook and the feed where they put the little videos, the 24-hour videos.
Yeah.
And they're in jacuzzis and they're selling content, but they're telling you, I'm not a papago. I don't go out for money, and I'm just looking for a serious relationship. Like they'll tell you that in the face of overwhelming evidence that they're a prostitute.
Hey, we got a good question here from this guy says, how do you guys deal with threesomes? We know it's very common. Girls asked to bring their friends and all that stuff. What do you guys think about threesomes in Colombia?
You're asking to get drugged.
You have to know them pretty good.
Elaborate. Tell the audience. What do you think?
If a girl wants to offer her friend, that's a big red flag for sure from a dating site. But sometimes they want their friend to make money or something, or they got something going on. It's not safe, really. If your girlfriend wants to, like my girlfriend used to bring her friend over. I guess that's how she justified cheating on me, because I was with her friend. It's just something she liked to do. Because she was a hoe, but
To answer that question, I wouldn't recommend meeting two random girls for a threesome. I would recommend meeting one. And through that one girl that you hook up with or have fun with, if she has friends, meet them, talk to them first, and based on the vibes that you guys get, go from there. But I would not recommend it because if someone just offers to go have a three-way with you, they're not with you because you're handsome. They're with you. They either rob you or try to get as much money as they can from you without robbing you.
Hey, Billy just had a girl was busted. Billy, you told me that she was going through your luggage when you went to the restroom.
I went with her four times, and I took a shower for 10 seconds. And thanks to Alan's tips, and thank God, I kept my door open. And as I kept my door open, she was going through my things, and I turned off my shower right away and caught her. And I've been with that girl 4 times, and I met her at a mall. I didn't meet her on a yeah. She was a normal working girl at a mall.
Yep.
I had the first and the only time I've always been, I was drugged. I don't drink. And so this girl she was a regular girl. She was from up north. What is that called by the airport? What's it called? Frederick? Roblero?
Rio Negro.
Rio Negro. I was out in. She was a nice, innocent girl from church. She said. All of a sudden, she's in Parquilleta. She's like, meet me at this club. I go to the club. She kept on ordered a beer. She ordered a goddamn bottle of aguardiente. It cost me $75. I was fucking pissed.
Wow. You paid that?
I had to. They ordered it. Anyways, so then I don't even drink that much. So I was just drinking my beer. But she's like, she kept on cheersing. Cheers, cheers, cheers. And I was like, what the fuck? And I'm just zipping my beer. All of a sudden, I promise you, I start getting like dizzy. So I went to the restroom and I threw some water on my face. And I was like, what the fuck? What's going on?
That story.
And so I look in the mirror, I remember. And I was like, I've been drugged.
Wow.
So, bro, I paid that bill real quick. I think it was $100. No, it's not $95. Gave the dude $100, keep the change. I just gave her a little pat. I said, I'm taking off. Walked up to my apartment and I fell asleep for 13 hours straight.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure. Honest truth. That happens. And she was a church girl, supposedly, from another city.
That story.
Yeah.
They are such liars.
Yeah.
They're liars. The low-hanging fruit I'm talking about. Not Colombian girls in general, but the low-hanging fruit that comes to us easy. They are pathological liars. They will lie. None of them have a boyfriend. You could pay a girl for sex and she'll tell you, I'm not a propago. I'm not a prostitute. I do this. I think of my kids when I do this once in a while and I need help. But if you type it in the translator, whore, it always comes out prostitute in the translator. We only have one word here. They have a multi-level. Propago is the highest, which is a call girl. Prostitute works in the club and a puta works in the street. And I tell them, they look down at the street girls. They tell them it's all the same to us. If you exchange sex for money, you're a prostitute. That's it.
Exactly. And but they get offended when we tell them that, so I don't even use that.
They don't want that label. I tell them right away, I'm glad you're not a propago. Here's some money.
That's you're right. Nobody wants to be labeled as a prostitute or labeled anything bad. Anybody, that's a bad term, but some girls are straight up with you that they'll be like, yeah, no, I'm a prepago, but it's very rare, those are the only ones from like Parquilletas. Frederick, how were you able to, find, good girls?
Yeah, I mean, it really is an art form, and you have to apply some common sense. You got to have your own protocol for filtering them out, and it's mostly common sense. Are you going to sleep with a girl that you don't know and that she controls the frame, and she says, "Hey, come to this restaurant. Hey, we're gonna order this." It's like, wait a minute. No, you don't do that. You, as the guy, take the leadership role. You
Absolutely.
decide you want to meet at a bar. You decide what bar. You decide what restaurant. You decide what you're going to pay for and not pay for.
Never get in her taxi, ever.
You control the entire frame, and you let her come into your world. A classic rookie mistake is you let her call the shots. You don't even know what the emergency number, the equivalent to the state's 911 is, which is 112 in Colombia. So you're totally...
No, it's not. It's 123.
Yeah.
123,
Yeah. So you're like a city duck. Okay.
Also have someone like a friend keep tabs on your GPS device to see where you're at. That's actually a good tip.
Your location, your WhatsApp location. Send her. My friend takes a picture of their schedule before they come over, and he sends it to me.
Yeah, I go to the same hotel, and my hotel manager, I always share my WhatsApp location. So that's another advice for the new people that come to Colombia. When you go out with a girl, always share your WhatsApp location with whoever that's in Colombia.
Yeah, have an accountability partner. Let someone know.
From Frederick and Alan, they used to do that all the time.
Yeah, hey, I'm about to go on this hot date with this girl. I just met her. She seems to check out for the most part, but you never know. I'm going to turn on my GPS, or WhatsApp has a feature where I think you can put it for 8 hours.
Exactly.
Live location mode, and then send it to your accountability partner.
Bro,
usually a friend,
Frederick,
or a neighbor.
I used to send Frederick the actual phone number, bro. I used to send Frederick. Here goes the girl's phone number. Here goes her. I just go screenshot. Here's the girl I'm with, Frederick. See, make sure I'm okay. If Frederick will call me up in an hour or two or text me, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm all good. You know, am I right, Frederick?
Yeah, little things like that. Think of it as insurance. You know, no one really cares about car insurance until you actually get into an accident. You know, think of it as an insurance policy. It's just one extra layer of protection. And believe me, you need to plug yourself into a community of other people because they become your actual family. Like, I don't really have family here. They're all in the States. So your wingman, your friends, your expat community is becomes like an extension of your family. And tap into those resources. Actually, let them know, hey, I'm going to go on a date. I'm going to go out with this girl. This is where I'm at. And, you know, they'll be more than happy to say, yeah, let me know where you're at. Make sure you're safe. Because this year alone, there's been deaths as a result of overdoses of scopolamine and people getting killed. So it's real life stuff. And I'm sure that could have been prevented. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, if you don't have anybody in Colombia, share with the hotel staff. That's what I do. I go to the same hotel and I share my location with the hotel staff. That can save your life. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Somebody, Josh, just after in the chat, he said, do you meet most of your girls on Tinder? Josh, do not meet any girls on Tinder ever. Yeah. Never.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, he wasn't here earlier, but don't even bother. There's a percentage of them that will hit you up, and those are the ones that are going to drug you. They're being controlled by organized crime.
That's how it all starts. At the dating.
Don't even go on Tinder. Like, you can do it, but you got to have spidey senses. No first-time person to Colombia is qualified to go on dating sites.
Yeah.
Never. I don't care how sharp and street. If you're in the hood and you're a big muscle guy,
I agree.
You are no challenge for a 19-year-old girl on Tinder.
You ain't lying about that. You ain't lying about that.
That's great advice. If you're first or second time in Colombia, don't be on any dating sites. We would not recommend it. That's how they get you, man. That's how you got.
Yeah, that's for sure.
They're looking for opportunities. Even in Jarrett's, they carry it in their purse. And they're waiting for that opportunity. Some of the girls have it in their purse. They're just waiting for that idiot that's all drunk, takes two girls home, leaves his beer there, and goes in the bathroom. And he doesn't have a doorman. He's in an Airbnb with no doorman. It's irresistible because they know they're not going to get caught.
I watched it on YouTube. Another move the girls use. They don't even have to spike your drink. They'll spike their beer and switch it. That's how they get you. Remember that.
Wow.
So even if you watch your beer and you know it's not being spiked, I saw it on another YouTube. They switch your beers, so they don't drink their beers, and without even you looking, just one split second, they'll switch the beer. So remember that.
If a girl hands you your drink like this, that's a bad sign. If you're not, I don't drink. I drink alcohol, Agila Zero with no alcohol.
Hey, bro.
If a girl holds my drink up here, I get really suspicious. I got spidey senses.
Hey, bro. Here goes a true story people might have never seen, but I almost got drugged again. I switched the beer with her. She fell asleep on the couch.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the Parquietas.
Wow.
Yeah, swear. I left her there.
I believe you.
I left her there.
Well, I heard that's what they do. So they don't have to spike your drink. They can already have their drink spiked, and it will just take a split second to split the drink. So
it could be on their breast. It could be on their breast too. They could blow it in your face.
That's
true. They
could
put it on a potato chip. It's in a Visine bottle, and they just. But the problem is they're not pharmacists. They don't know how much to give you. That's why people overdose. I know a guy was asleep. Like, remember the Asian guy from California, Paul Gwen, that got killed? He drugged another guy, and the guy said that he was asleep for 41 hours. And he didn't die because he's 6'2", 220 pounds.
And if they gave me that drug, I'd be dead. They're not goddamn pharmacists.
Wow.
Yeah. It's extremely dangerous.
Frederick, have you ever been drugged? Frederick, you ever been drugged or nearly drugged?
No, not that I, thank God, no. No.
And, you know, Frederick, he's smart, bro, because he'll go out, well, like I said, he usually goes out at the same level. He knows, he kind of filters these girls out like, nah, she's way too hot or something. it's not gonna happen. It would waste my time or some shit like that. Am I right, Frederick, or am I bullshitting?
He doesn't go to tourist places.
Yeah, is that right? No, he'll hang out at some cool places. Where do you hang out, Frederick?
I do. I prefer local places. I do.
Like?
Basically it's familiar. It's familiar territory to me. I start to get to know people, whether it's the bartenders, whether it's the people that are working at the restaurant, and they know me, and they actually turn into like your friends, and they start looking out for you. So once you start having that regular visit to whether it's your favorite bar or restaurant or club, you start to get to know the same bar staff or the restaurant staff, and they start to look out for you. And
That's cool.
you know, it's a cool thing. So I recommend that, doing what the locals do.
But so you won't hang around Parquilletas and Provenza and stuff like that.
He's a local.
That's really not my style. I will only go like to a company, you know, if you guys want to go or something like that. But if it were up to me, I probably won't venture out, because I know what's out there. You're painting a big red target over your head.
Okay, so I see that. So you just stay away from tourist locations.
Yeah, I love going where the locals go, because there's a higher likelihood that you're going to meet regular people.
Name off a few places, bro. Name off a few places.
That's where he lives. He lives in Laredo.
Yeah, but where do you go in Lareles?
Yeah, La Setenta. Like, there's a long street called La Setenta. There's probably over 100 bars and clubs. That's the go-to place. A lot of locals go there.
Okay.
There is a scopolamine drugging every week there, you know.
Yep.
There was somebody they blew it in their face, and they started running and collapsed, and it was an older woman. There was 2 old women that drugged somebody too.
Wow.
Yeah, like they're just waiting. I'm telling you, they're opportunists.
Well, you know what, Jersey, is that they may have 1 in Sesenta a week, but they got 100 in Parquilletas per week. It's just that.
I got breaking news. As of yesterday or 2 days ago, the American Embassy in Bogota, they put those notaries out there to be careful from being drugged. You know, I don't know if you heard about that. Yeah. It's official now. They're warning.
Yeah, they put it on.
The drugging is more than ever now.
Yep. You know why? One of the people that pushed that was DC-born Rob. You know,
that's who I watched it on. That's who I watched it on.
Yeah. He was like advocating for it, and eventually there was enough pressure. He was lobbying them, and they finally put it on there. They made it a warning. So, but nobody reads that.
Nobody even does it.
The Passport Bros on YouTube. That's what they watch.
Mm-hmm. Nobody even does it, bro. No matter how many times we hammer it, they get drunk and they let their guard down. And it's just, you know, what can you do? You just tell some people so many times and they don't listen.
Yeah, I think James brought up a great advice. Your first or second time in Colombia, stay away from dating sites. Just go there, have a good time, learn the city, learn the tourist, activities, what they do over there. I would definitely stay away from dating sites, because that's what gets you in trouble.
You're not qualified. I don't care how smart you are not qualified to be fishing on those sites. From tech, wherever you live in Chicago and you're setting dates up and girls and you're going to meet them, you don't have the spidey senses yet. Sorry.
We got a few questions. This guy says, hey, first time solo traveler. He's coming to Colombia by himself. AV. Where do you guys recommend him going? Medellin, Cartagena, Cali, Barranquilla, or Bogota? Why? Where and why? What's your response, Billy?
I would, if he's single and he's looking to mingle, Medellin is number 1 by far.
Yeah, Medellin number 1. Medellin, yes.
Why is that? Give us some examples. You're just saying where, but why?
Why? They have the most beautiful women in all of Colombia, and I've been everywhere.
And it's tourist friendly.
Yeah.
You're going to be out of place in Cali. Nobody speaks English in Medellin. I started going there 12 years ago, and I'm so shocked that still nobody speaks English.
Exactly.
It's incredible. 12 years later, nobody speaks English.
Hey, Jupiter Jazz has a question. He says, are brothels the only option for quick fun?
Yeah, I mean, it depends what you're going
Strip clubs.
But yeah, definitely.
Strip clubs. Luna Lanera, Fazzy Dos, right?
Okay.
They have on site. That's actually pretty safe. If you go to the strip clubs and the casas. Yeah, that's or passion.
Man, bro, that's a great. I mean, let me hit them right there, bro. It's just like, you know what? it might be a better for them to go to a brothel. It might be better and safer.
And cheaper.
And cheaper.
And safer.
Safer, cheaper.
And then guess what? They can start going to do some touristy stuff. Go to, Guatapé. Go do some little sightseeing. Go on some tours.
I was shocked by how beautiful Guatapé is. I highly recommend you go to Guatapé and take the helicopter. It's only $66.
Wow.
It changed my life. $66 for one person in a helicopter in Guatapé. In Cancun, they're asking $350 for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would highly recommend you go to Guatapé. It's only 2 hours from Medellin.
Real estate law says about half of the people, 50% of the people in Colombia are bad. Is that true?
Nah, I don't agree.
Colombians are the most friendliest people, most down-to-earth people. They'll help you. They're generous. They're humble. I disagree with that. That's one of my main reasons why I want to move is because the people are so welcoming and so friendly. I'm talking about people in general, men and women.
Frederick?
Yeah, I have nothing but good things to say overall about Medellin, Colombia. You no matter where you're at in the world, you're gonna find whatever it is that you're looking for. If you're looking for drugs and sex and booze and partying, you're gonna find that no matter where you're at. But if you're looking for wholesome things, cool things, normal girls, you're gonna find that too. It just depends what you're looking for. It depends what you're attracted. It's just it's just like anywhere else in the world. If you see the good, you're gonna only see good. If you choose to see the bad, you're gonna see the bad. For me, it's that simple.
But this guy's saying 50%.
No.
Half.
I'll put it to you this way: the Colombian people are more welcoming, more friendly than American people by far. And I've been here for 40 years in California.
Wow.
But what about Parque Jerez? I would say more than 50% are bad.
Yeah, but Parque Jerez is not a real representation.
90%, maybe 90% of those people are bad.
Like Frederick says, it depends what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yep.
Parque Jerez is not a real representation of Colombia. It's like a mini Las Vegas. Anything goes. That's not real Colombia. Real Colombia is like welcoming, everyone's fun and cool, and it just depends what you're looking for. That's one tiny little percentage. That's not.
If you're looking to party and you're looking to do drugs and prostitution, you're gonna get gringo prices, and there's a chance you might get drugged.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it depends what you're looking for. If you want to do that, it's fine. Of course, it's legal. It's actually legal. Prostitution is legal in Colombia. Go to those brothels, like Jersey said.
Yeah. You want to get it now, just finish it out, knock it out, and carry on with your day. And they're good-looking women. Don't think they're beat up. They're like wow, and it's safe. So for the most part,
I was there 2 weeks ago. I didn't do nothing, but I was there with the hotel manager that I just became friends with in Medellin.
I will tell you a scary story. One time I was in Cali and I went to a brothel, and they locked me in there in a big steel door. I almost shit on myself.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh man, I was scared as shit. And
I were too. They were gonna harvest your organs and chop you up.
Bro, first it was a hidden house, a hidden location. Then they opened up. They're not. I see it right here. I came in, a big steel door, locked. You're not getting. You're not
like a local house, not an establishment.
No, like a local house. Well, I shouldn't say that, but it was hidden.
You must have been really, really horny that night.
Well, happened. So Cali, it's like this. Medellin is like Las Vegas, and then they got these other little cities that just go down. It's not like it. Like Medellin is like Las Vegas here, so you got it everywhere. But when you start going to these little cities, there's not a lot of action happening. You're gonna be like, So, anyways. Well, we'll tune this off with the final little, everybody say something about the dating Colombian women, the standards. What do you have to, let's start off with you, Billy. What do you have to say about the standards of dating Colombian women?
Could you elaborate on that? What does that mean?
That means like compared it to USA, do you have to have a checklist before they start dating you? Stuff like that.
Colombian women are the most beautiful women in the world. I highly would recommend you change it up. I think American women are very arrogant, very standoffish. They're judgmental. I would I highly recommend you give it a try.
Okay, how about you, Jersey bro? Standards.
I would. I think if you're a foreigner, the minute you step off that plane, you're 6 inches taller. You're
I like that.
the 1% richest people in the country, and you go from a 6 to an 8.
That's good.
So
That's a good point.
Your value goes up the minute you step off that plane as a person. Here, if you have no value, like somebody works in Walmart, is in the top 1% of wage earners in the country of Colombia.
Yeah.
So that's a good standard.
That's
Having money
perfect.
and, you know,
if you make $2,000 a month, you're upper middle class, correct, guys?
Right.
I heard it was 900.
Something like that. Whatever. You're doing damn
The
well.
minimum wage is like under 300 a month.
How about you,
Right.
Frederick? On dating Colombian women, do they have high standards, and compared to United States from foreigners?
Yeah, I think they do. And you have a competitive advantage
Absolutely.
if you basically make an effort to romance them and be affectionate. For me, it doesn't really come as natural. Maybe it's just growing up in the States. But if you make an effort to be romantic and to show affection and also, be considerate, buy little gifts and things like that, like, a little chocolate or a little rose, they love that stuff. Just because they're a woman and they need that, they're actually looking forward to that. So if you put that extra effort, you're actually meeting their standard of like, this is a romantic man, regardless if you're a foreigner or not. Because a lot of these local Colombian men, how is it that they earn less money? You just said they're earning $250 US to $500 US a month, and you make 4 to 10 times more, but they're pulling 9s and 10s all day long. They're not with these Colombian men for their money. They're with them because they're romantic and they're affectionate and they're kind and they just scoop up women left and right.
That is a great tip, bro. I mean, I have to hit the applause on this one because it's so true. A lot of foreigners, they overlook the romance.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, money is romance. It's not that. Money is not romance. It just, unfortunately, a lot of tourists will not have time to romance, and it's gonna take work.
Yeah.
You can, you can get a dime. You
Yeah.
can get a model in Colombia, but and I had them, and I'm 5'8", 150 pounds. I've had a big, tall model, a real one, but it takes time, work, sending them flowers, delivering them, picking them up from work. Like you're gonna have to work. So even with your money, it will never equate to romance ever, because there's a Colombian romantic man that will just steal her away. He's very romantic.
A normal Colombian man with a 9 or a 10 in Colombia, and I've been there 12 times the last year and a half.
This is your competition.
Yeah, for real. There goes Jersey, bro.
There's your competition right there. The 7s
It's so
haircut,
funny.
the mohawk mullet. Do you agree? This is what their boyfriends look like on their Facebook pages.
And they're like
guy.
5'6". No offense, guys, but they're like 5'6" or 5'7".
Yeah.
Whoever's short there.
That's right.
Yeah, they're guanacheros, they call them. They listen to that guanacha music. They ride motorcycles. They sling Tusi. They want to be sicarios or DJs. Those are the guys that they're having babies with.
But those guys got money. Some of them got money. Don't get it twisted. Those Colombian women are not stupid. If those guys don't spend money on them, at least from my experience, I know Frederick lives there. I haven't seen it. I've seen maybe 1 or 2 Colombian guys, but they're a little chunkier. They're short, yes, but they look like they got money. I see them out. So that's my personal experience. I can't speak for anybody else.
Well, me and Frederick were in a little bitty. The last few nights I was in Colombia, me and Frederick were at this little bitty. I don't know what area were we at, Frederick? We seen that hot, beautiful. I mean, the hottest girl I've ever seen with a Colombian, just regular dude. Like,
Aranjuez.
where were we?
It's called Aranjuez.
Aranjuez, yeah. This is deep in the hood, fellas. Like there's no tourists here. We're right in Medellin, but it's deep in the hood. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not Poblado. Yeah. But we had a good time, huh, Frederick? Remember we went out, dude? We had a damn good time.
It was fun because there was nothing but locals.
Yeah.
Did that guy look average to you, or he looked like he got money? Be honest.
Nah, he didn't look like he had any money, bro. But he had him a
Okay.
motherfucking dime. And we see it all the
Okay.
time. You just hasn't seen it. But man, wow.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, you got to get out of those touristy locations and go to the local places and deep in the hood,
Yeah.
and you'll see
Yeah,
it.
you got to get out of Poblado.
Yeah, you got to get out of that Poblado because once they're in Poblado, they're just Americanized, Westernized, moneyized. But if you get to the little places, you'll be okay. But follow the other videos and tips from these guys about staying safe. Well, anyways, that's our video for the week. I hope you guys learned a lot. Hit that thumbs up.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was, man, and I hope a lot of people learned. Anybody want to say anything before we tune off?
Yeah, I say. Go ahead.
I was just gonna plug my book in to help you communicate how to sell, convert, and persuade.
Okay.
To help you with your up leveling your game. So I think Alan will put a link to see if you may want to up your game on communication. It'll help you definitely to get girls.
Okay.
Easier way.
How about you, Jersey, bro? We got anything to say? Final little statement there.
Well, staying on topic, I got one thing to say. The middle-class Colombian people hate people like us. They hate the people in Parque Jarris and Poblado, the gentrification of the neighborhood, raising prices up. They're starting to put flyers on the telephone poles about it.
Gringos go home.
They think we deserve whatever we get. Like, if you get drugged from a prostitute, they're laughing at you in the comment section.
Absolutely.
Just read it.
Absolutely.
They despise people like us. And just know that. They're friendly to your face and all this, but they just want your money, especially in Poblado. If somebody's too friendly to you, that's not normal.
Mm-hmm.
I feel you
but if
on
you get out of that area, you'll be welcome into a family if you meet a real woman, and you'll be surprised at the love you're going to get.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for our video. This week, it looks like everybody's saying that they do have standards. They do have a little higher standards, but because we are coming from the United States and we look a lot better, then we're in good shape. Is that right? We're in pretty good shape, or we're a lot better shape than the United States. Is that right? From a man's point of view.
Yeah, for sure.
We got more weight on us, but I think we are better looking than the local.
Well, how often do you see a big muscular Colombian guy with blue eyes? You know what I mean?
All right, brothers. I'll see y'all next week. Hit that thumbs up, and we'll see y'all next with a new topic.
We will.
All right, now.
Thanks for inviting us, Alan. I appreciate it.
All right, now.
Thank you.
See you, buddy.
Jersey.
All right, Jersey.